Hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new, and yes, I do look like a troll again in this video because guess what? After I filmed my last get ready with me to film for the day video, I did not film for the rest of the day. Instead, we played Fortnite.
Oh, shocker.
So this time I really do have 3 videos to film, so I am getting ready in this one and definitely 1000% recording 2 more after this. But anyway, that's beside the point. By the end of this video, I will look like somebody who's more put together than I actually am. Okay, now that that's out of the way, we are reacting to a Young Living opportunity call that was sent my way. Thank you so much to the individual who has sent this my way, and also thank you to everybody who has been sending content my way. I've been going a little lighter as far as being on the computer over the holidays, and when I logged into my email this morning, I had a lot more content to react to than I've ever gotten sent. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it so much. If you have something that you want to send my way to react to or for me to take a look at, my email is always in the description below. I am working through all of it, and if your email requires a response or your message on Instagram requires a response, know that I'm getting to it. It's just been a little hectic around here with the holidays, so
put up a fight.
I apologize for taking longer than I would like. But anyway, this is coming from the Young Living top leader that I have reacted to previously a few times on my channel. She is super cringe. She says a lot of things that can get her in trouble as far as like replacing therapy with oils. So if that triggers you, just know that it is okay if you click out of this video. I'll actually link my trigger-free playlist up here. I have that playlist always set up for people who cannot watch mental health type videos or health related in general type videos. Those are more like the Scentsy videos, the pink zebra videos, and things that don't talk about health at all. So you can feel safe over there and click out of this video. I get it 100%. All right, we're gonna get into it, but first, disclaimer.
I need that ROI, that it paid the cost. I'm all in on me. Little baby, she agrees, she really been here through the fall. She the only thing I need. I want to be free. I know that they want me for my
Okay, now that that is out of the way, if you are not new here, you know that we have one more piece of housekeeping. You also know that you are able to skip ahead to where the reaction begins. Here at this bar, it will say reaction starts here, or you can find the timestamp in the description that you can click on to skip ahead to that.
Oh, thank God.
If you are new here, please give this a listen at least once. I'll make it quick. I do not blur the names or the faces of the individuals that I'm reacting to in my videos. This does not mean that I am encouraging anybody to go and seek these individuals out and send them hateful comments or mean messages. Please do not do that. I am also not inciting hate toward these individuals. My content is meant to be educational, but most of all, entertaining. So let's all do our part and keep it that way. And with that, we're gonna get the fuck into it.
Welcome to our Thursday night call. So glad that you're here. And if you're new with us, welcome. Thanks for joining us and spending a little bit of time with us. This is one of our favorite calls to do, to share with you something that we love so very much, an opportunity that has been life-changing to us and made such a difference. I have my dear friend Casey here on the call with me tonight. We both have been doing this business for a really long time. I've been doing it for a decade. And it was a surprise that I ended up in this business. Like it might be a surprise to you that you have ended up on this call and you're not really sure how that happened. I bought some oils 11 years ago and had no idea.
If they're not sure how they even ended up on the call, that's a big problem. Are you just like spamming people Zoom links to be like, hey, come talk to me? How are they ending up on a call without realizing why they are even on a call? That's what I really want to know. I want to see the messages they're sending out to the people who are ending up on these calls.
That anything like this was going to come out of it, or that I would be here talking to you today. But I fell in love with them from the very beginning and just started seeing amazing results. And then the first thing I wanted to do was go tell all my friends, because that's what you do when you love something and it makes a big difference for you, is you want to go tell everybody that you love and let them experience it too. And so I did. And out of that, those friends told friends, and those friends told friends. And before I knew it, it just turned into something enormous. And we have had many families come through over the course of the last few years, but our team, give or take, is somewhere in the 200,000 families range at this point, 11 years later. And it has just been such a gift to be able to interact with people and to honestly, to be a part of life change, because that's what this business is. It is an opportunity to get to be a part of everything from health and wellness to just friendship and community changing for people, and finances, because there is such a generous opportunity.
I just want to say quickly, if you notice any jumps, like jump cuts in the video that I'm reacting to, it's because this individual talks very, very slow and takes very long pauses. So I may be cutting some of those out just for brevity. I don't want to be sitting here listening to dead space. I hate dead space, if you haven't noticed. So I'm going to do my best to keep it all together, but know that if there's jump cuts, it's because I'm cutting out dead space. I'm not cutting out any context to the video
here. And in today's world, that's honestly just getting tight and hard. I saw someone talking the other day about our economy and comparing it to things that we think about, like the Great Depression, and other times when they said actually things were better at that point for a lot of people than what is happening today compared to how much things cost. And so if you're feeling that stretch in your family finances, you're not the only one. It's not just you. You're not doing something wrong. It is the world today. And so more and more people, they say that up to the statistics range, but they say that somewhere in the range of up to 50% of people of Americans are looking for some type of side income and wanting to have something extra besides their main source of income. And yet so many families also are wanting for one of the parents to be able to be home, at least while their children are small.
No shit, Sherlock.
And so it's just getting harder and harder to want all of the things that people are wanting. People really don't want to think about the money. They want to think about time freedom, and they want to think about flexibility. Those are the things that matter to people. Work environment matters to people. And those are the things they want to be able to pick, but that becomes difficult when you're just trying to pay bills. And we really do have something here that allows that flexibility, but also allows some of that breathing room.
Talk about beating around the bush. She has not said anything at this point. She has said so much without saying anything. We all know that people want to be home with their families more so than they are. They want to be making more money so they can make ends meet more so than they are. We all know this. Why the fuck are we here? Why are we here? Get to the point. This is so annoying.
And it is hard work, and we will not pretend it is anything else, because anything that matters and is valuable is hard work. But it is work that you can do and you can love. And so we're just going to take all the mystery out of it for you tonight as we talk to you, and just really, we're going to be very honest with you about what we found, because that's what we would want from someone else, is not a lot of hype and not a lot of like rah-rah, but just a lot of honesty. And so that's what we're going to work to do, is just to present this to you so that you, as a intelligent and discerning person, can decide for yourself if this is something that you would like to be a part of. So I'm going to go through a little bit of what this business is, because I think there's a lot of confusion out there and there's a lot of speculation. And in our world today, we are just full of a lot of opinions about things some that we actually know and understand, and some that we don't. And this business is no different. So what network marketing is an opportunity to share a valuable, tangible product that will benefit lives, along with an intangible opportunity to grow as a person and to build a community and create a legacy income for your family.
What?
Network marketing, if you see network marketing that has a product but no business, then, and it's hard to figure out what they're doing business-wise, all you see is product, then it's going to be difficult to actually earn that income. But if you see a network marketing company where all that's being talked about is the opportunity, and you see very little talked about from the product standpoint, that's where you get over into the pyramid scheme side. Because a pyramid scheme is where you're just selling an opportunity and you're making money by bringing people in for an opportunity.
Funny, because you're selling them literally the opportunity on this call.
Isn't that ironic?
You're not selling them the product. You literally got on this. It's called an opportunity call. And I realized that the last rant that I went on in my other video where I was getting ready, I also only had half an eyebrow on. So please disregard that.
With the eyebrows.
But this is literally you selling the opportunity. So you just told people you're selling them into a pyramid scheme. And every single MLM out there has the opportunity side of it, making them a pyramid scheme, allegedly, in my opinion, of course. But they do not hear themselves, ever. What they do on their social media when they're not talking about the opportunity is masking their pyramid scheme with a product. A shitty one at that. Again, allegedly, in my opinion.
A true network marketing business is where you are bringing people in to sell a product that people want. It is a business, just like any other job, any other place that you would work where you are selling a business or a service.
Selling a product doesn't make you a business owner. It makes you a salesperson. For example, a pharmaceutical representative that is coming to an office to meet with a doctor to sell them some kind of equipment or talk to them about a prescription drug that they have and they want the doctor to put out those prescriptions. Those people are not business owners. They are sales employees. This is not a business. Just because you sell a product doesn't mean you own a business. You don't have a brick and mortar store. You did not create the product. You don't have the patent on the product. None of that is true. The CEO of Young Living is whoever comes up when you search CEO of Young Living. It is not this individual. It is not anybody else that's on this opportunity call that ends up falling into the hole of joining the business. They are not the business owner. Cut the crap.
And so that foundation needs to be in a very strong need meeting solution focused product, which is what we have. Network marketing does not have a limited number of spots at the top. A healthy network marketing company is not going to be like limited time, get in now, or it will forever be gone. This is a short opportunity, all of those kinds of verbiage.
Actually, that would make more sense because then they're avoiding the oversaturation issue that happens within MLMs and network marketing companies, whatever you want to call them.
A true legacy opportunity. I was here 11 years ago. There were people that were here 11 years before me that were successful. I came in brand new when they were years into their business. I was successful. And now people are starting this year in our businesses that are very successful. And so it's a true legacy opportunity is just going to continue. We're going to have our giant 30th year celebration next year at our convention.
Oh, you make it sound like a cult.
And that just shows you that we truly have a business that has stood the test of time and that continues to be something that people want and need. Like I said, there were top leaders in this business already when I started. I hit the top rank in our company. Oh goodness, it's been like 7 years now ago that I hit the top rank in our company.
Here's a fun fact. If you actually owned the business, you would have hit the top rank as soon as you started the business.
And then we have girls that started this year that are just on fire. So all over the place there and room for you. And then the really cool part about this business is that when you start, it benefits everyone who works with you to make you successful. There are a lot of businesses out there where it doesn't work that way, where people's jobs are dependent on them keeping themselves as the most needed person. They need to step on the people to keep themselves at the top because there's one position and it's really important to just keep being the alpha and all of those things so you don't become irrelevant and you don't lose your place.
You go to work and do your job, and that's how you keep your job. That's how you keep your regular, typical 9 to 5, 8 to 3, whatever hours you work job. You don't have to leave work and continue to think about work. You go to work, get paid for what you do while you're there, and leave. This you have to carry around with you everywhere, and you do have to step on the people underneath you because if you're not recruiting, your business is not growing. So you have to get all of the recruits before anybody underneath you so that you can get to the higher ranks.
It's like a pyramid scheme almost.
So, and what's so different with network marketing is that when you join and you start, then those of us that are your leaders are heavily invested in just wanting to see you succeed because a rising tide raises all ships in this business. If we're all working and we're all sharing and we're all growing, that it helps everyone. And so that is a beautiful, beautiful environment for you to find yourself in this business. If you were to start this business and then you were to enroll someone who grew way faster than you, in some network marketing situations, that would not be great. But in our business, that's fantastic. So if you enroll someone and they go shoot to the sky, you are just cheering and clapping and excited and all of the things for them.
What's interesting is that we're 10 minutes into this call and she hasn't once mentioned the product or selling the product. She has mentioned recruiting and ranking up. Are we not seeing the red flags here?
And it just creates such a sweet environment of care and of just really wanting the best for everyone. Network marketing is also a really unusual opportunity to earn income at any level. You can do that like where Casey and I are in this business. You can do that by just sharing with a few friends and just working to have your income pay for your products. In this company, we have household products, we have personal care products, we have supplements and oils and all the things we need for our homes. And so if you get a paycheck and it covers your order, that's a big help in your budget. It's allowing you to take care of your family's health and help you to do all kinds of things and have that covered. That's a really big deal.
It's allowing you to take care of your family's health with snake oil. What about actual medications and foods and things that they actually need? Nobody needs this.
So it's really up to you and what you want to invest in and how long you want to stick with it and so many other factors. But wherever you are in the process, there is income to be made. We now have a really awesome opportunity when we first enroll someone to make 50% on those initial orders. So when you're just getting started, that's a way that Young Living is like, thanks. And we really want to help you here in the very beginning to get started, and just makes that really easy for you to see some of those results right up front. And we'll talk to you a little bit about that. So as a company, we are, like I said, going to celebrate our 30th year next year. We're a company that quality and people are our focus. We're a family-owned company that doesn't answer to investors, which is very, very rare in network marketing and anywhere, but especially here. And usually with those investors comes a bottom line that you have to meet and answer to and be in those meetings. My husband is in app development and he has been in those meetings. It is very hardcore. And it doesn't matter how much you love your company or how much you love your users and how much you want to do something differently. When the guys that spent the money say, nope, you're doing it like this, you do it like that. And so this is a great opportunity as a family-owned company for us to continue to have the very same values. I have seen absolutely nothing change in the values of this company from the day that I started 11 years ago until today. Not one thing. I have not seen them change their minds about their commitments. I have not seen them change the way that they make products. I have not seen them change the way that they grow and distill their oils. When everything around them has shifted and changed, and when honestly, most people would have absolutely made changes, they have said, no, people are our focus, quality is our focus, and we will always be who we are. And it's really been sweet to watch. We are also, just as a community, we are people that put your health first, your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and relational health. So if you start building a business with us, and you have a baby and you're struggling with your mental health, you're not going to find people in your ear going, but you need to meet your deadlines and you have goals and you've got to work and you've got to get this done and you've got to make sure and you've got to, because, you're my leg and that means you have to meet this quota, and you will not hear that from us. That is not what we're doing.
No, instead, they're going to tell you which oils you should purchase so that you meet your quota, right? Also insinuate that that is going to replace the therapy and medication that you should probably seek out from your physician and not from Young Living and the Young Living community bullshit.
We are here to make you successful, and we are here to help you to achieve the things that you want to achieve. And that includes you being healthy. And that is our focus. We want you healthy. We want you happy. We want you thriving. We want you spending time doing the things that you love with the people that you love. And so our focus is on creating tools and creating resources and creating opportunities for you that allow you to do this, to love it, to spend time with people, and then to get back to doing all the other things that you do. To also have a lot of ways that those things intertwine with each other, which is really fun. I taught a class last night with some other ladies that I love dearly. And so you sit there and you're like, is this work? Is this girls' night? Is this a party? Is this like, I don't even know. I don't even know how to classify it at this point. It's all the things all at once. And yet it has the ability to earn an income for my family and for those other ladies that I love so much. And so that's a really sweet thing that you just don't often see. We are also a team that will consistently show up for your growth and success. We will never stop. We will never stop bringing you the education and the tools and the resources to help you grow in this, because we love it and we love you.
The love bombing is already starting, because how do you know if you love somebody if you've never even met them? These people on the opportunity call or watching the replay or whatever, you've never met them and you're telling them you love them. I just don't believe that. I think it's horseshit that they say that to reel people in and make them feel like they're going to be welcomed and whatever else. They're going to feel like they belong. But if you have to pay to feel like you belong, you should run the other way.
I'll run as fast as I can.
All right, I'm going to turn it over to Casey to let her share a little bit about the next part.
Hi guys, I am Casey Weekend, and I'm so excited to be here. I'm so grateful that y'all hopped on. We know your time is precious and your evenings are precious, and it just means a lot. And the whole time Courtney was talking, I was just like, I can't tell you how many nights, you guys, I just think, oh, I wish people knew. And I really mean that. I have done this business over 9 years. I've been the highest ranked in the company since 2017. And I say that to say, you guys, this isn't something that we just started and we're like, yeah, we're really excited. We kind of hope it works. Like, we have been here. And the reason we continue to show up and do these calls and share this day after day and week after week and month after month is because we believe in it. And y'all, I just like can't imagine ever stopping sharing what this opportunity is and what these products are for people. It was like before 8:30 a.m. this past weekend, and 2 of my kids had already asked for like a whole range of different oils. And I was just thinking, like, you know, if my 14-year-old son is asking me for specific oils, like, we know that they work, right? Because,
excuse me, ma'am, what the f just came out of your mouth? Just because your child is asking for them doesn't mean it works. My kid asks for candy every 5 minutes. Do I think it's working for anything? No, he just likes it. He likes the taste, and that's why he's asking for it. The kid's asking for it means nothing.
they're just, you know, there's just not all of those thoughts, like, what are people going to think? And I also wanted to say, before I go through kind of a few of my points, you might be on this call and thinking, you know, I don't know if it's my life purpose to like sell oils. And I just want to say, first of all, it is so much more than that. It is loving people. It is taking people's needs truly every single day and finding solutions for them.
I thought she was going to say it's taking people's money, because that's actually what it is. You're giving them snake oil. What are you doing besides robbing people? Like, these oils also are not cheap. I'll put some on the screen here so you can see how much these oils are if you've never seen the Young Living oils. They're not cheap. You're robbing people of their money. If you do believe that oils help you, there are different avenues to go down. For instance, a vitamin cottage will have the same level of quality of the oil or better for less money.
Leading people to their aha moments. I mean, it is so beautiful. And I really, day after day, see that on the health side, and I day after day see that on the business side. And I joke, like, every week, like, I feel like we're just this ocean of hope bringers. What the
What? Hope bringers? What? People don't need hope. They need results. They need results, not hope.
How many times in your life, you guys, just authentically do people say, you know, my kid's not sleeping, or, oh my goodness, I've got this hormone thing going on, or this, I mean, literally go down the list. And I have things that I believe will support them. They're just like this mighty toolbox.
You know what else is a mighty toolbox? Therapists, physicians, those things. Those are mighty toolboxes that you should go to instead of going to a Young Living consultant and listening to their bullshit about how they can heal you and help you through your postpartum or whatever you're going through.
And how amazing to have that hope. I'm so sorry about my dogs. I'm gonna let him out. Hold on.
Maybe give them some oils so they never have to go out again.
It really is true. And it's so funny because I laugh because even 11 years into this, I'll share with somebody and I'll be like, what if it doesn't work this time? It has never happened. They tell me what's going on. I give them something. And sure enough, it helps every time for 11 years, which is so crazy that we even find ourselves like, all right, here we go again. And yes, still helps this next person. It's amazing.
Well, and just on a personal note, you guys, I had a few health things going on recently. I text Courtney and we talked about a few things and I started changing up some of the supplements and drinks. And it's like maybe 2 weeks and I just see this world of difference. I'm like, you guys, I've been doing this 10 years and I still am learning and I'm still trying new things and still amazed. It's just so incredible. And so,
no, it's not so incredible. It's so problematic because whatever you're doing, the placebo effect that it's having on people, that it's having on you, is preventing you from going to see who you actually need to see to diagnose you with whatever is going on that needs to be addressed. And prolonging seeing somebody for that issue is a problem because it could be something that can progressively get worse. And that is where there's an issue. Because there's no blood work being done. There's no physical exam being done. None of that is being done. You're just listening to what's going on and being like, here, try this oil. No, stop. Stop with fucking bullshit. I hate that they're getting away with this.
The question is, why is this opportunity different? Well, okay, you guys, I have started an art studio for kids. I've started a blog conference. I've done so many businesses. Never have I seen an opportunity for this low of an investment that has the possibility for such a high return. There is nothing to lose, you guys, and I mean that with all my heart, because you're investing in relationships and you're sharing products that truly, truly will change people's lives.
No business owner is looking at their business as a relationship investment. They're looking at it as a lifestyle investment, a financial investment, an investment for their employees. They're never looking at it as an investment in their relationships because that doesn't turn a profit. It doesn't make you profitable in business. And if you're not profitable in business, you don't have a business, you have a hobby.
Again, I every day get DMs, the stories roll in, and I just am like, how could I not share this? I share everything that I love. I share, my kid's favorite ballet studio and my favorite restaurant. How could I not share these things that are impacting my family so, so greatly? If you look at the statistics, a lot of network marketing companies will start off really successful and then that won't last very long at all. You guys, we've been around 25 years. There's history here. I'll never forget the first convention that I went to and standing there and thinking, I am so thankful to be aligned with a company that's heartbeat is so just completely in line with what I value. It is such a beautiful thing. And you'll see that on our team. Our heart is to set you guys up for success. Courtney and her husband have created this beautiful, amazing app. Our Facebook groups are full of resources. I mean, truly, our heartbeat is just something that is to lift each other up. And it really is a beautiful thing. Why are these products timeless? You guys, how often are businesses trying to sell just one thing? We have something for everyone.
Again, that's the nature of a business. If you have a business where you're trying to talk to everybody, you're actually talking to nobody. So you have to have a specific product, service, whatever it is, so that you're successful. Otherwise, nobody's going to hear you. Nobody's going to understand what you're even selling. And again, you won't be profitable.
If somebody's not quite ready to try an essential oil yet? Well, guess what? We have home cleaning products where they can switch them out in their home. We have a baby line. We have a kids line. We have CBD. We have endless supplements. We have collagen. We have greens. I mean, you name it, we've got it. Every age range, whatever that pain point is, we have got it. And that is why the products sell themselves. I mean, truly, and there have been situations, you guys, where I have a good friend that maybe thought, oh, I'm not ready to try that. And then they have a life event or something happens. And then they're like, hey, let's circle back on that conversation. You just never know what somebody's going to be walking through and how you'll just genuinely have these, beautiful answers for them. And the last thing I want to say is I'm a huge believer in multiple streams of income. I'm like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. How beautiful that you can build something with the opportunity of time freedom, residual income. You guys, this is something that has the opportunity to be what you want it to be. And we have women that come in and say, hey, my goal is to pay for my groceries or pay for my Young Living order. And then we have some people that say, hey, this is going to be my vacation budget, or hey, you know, whatever that goal is, there's a spot for you. And you don't have to come in and think, oh, I have to be this or I have to be that. You get to decide that. And that is why there's really, truly a spot for everyone here.
Good case. It really is something that you get to customize and something that you get to create. And how often do we kind of get to do that in our adult life? That sometimes it feels like we just get onto this like hamster wheel and we just keep doing the next thing that we have to do. And so it is a really neat thing to get to come back into a situation where you can use that creativity that you've been given and those dreams that are in your heart and whatever it is that you're gifted in. That's what's so crazy about this business is I really can't think of a gifting that you can't use in this business, whatever it is.
What? That actually doesn't even make sense. You can't think of a gifting. Like, say somebody has a beautiful voice, beautiful singing voice. You can use it in Young Living. What the?
If you're really great at just loving on people, we need that in this business.
If you're really great at love bombing, we need you because that pulls people in and keeps them there because they feel so welcome, even though they had to pay to be there.
If you're really great at sales and marketing, we need that in this business. Maybe you're really good at putting on events. You can totally do that in this business. Maybe you're really great at writing. That's useful in this business. Maybe you're really great at taking pictures. That's really useful in this business. It really, whatever it is that you love or you do or you have a gift in, I am guaranteeing you that you can find a way to utilize those things. And if you're great with numbers or great with words or great with people or great with all the things, and because we work together as a group, your giftings will come in right along someone else's. And then they will, you know, offset each other and just create this thing where we, again, are all working together for this common goal. And it really is powerful to watch. So you can look at us and say, that's great that they're successful, or that's great that this works for other people, or all the things, but how in the world are you going to know if you can be successful? And here, I'm not going to make promises to you about, you know, you will do this in this amount of time and this, because that depends on you, because we just said you could do it in the way that you wanted to and dreamed about and worked with your life. But I can guarantee you a few things that I think are really important. One is that if you come into this business and you put the work in, you will increase your network. The most valuable asset that you can have is your network. The group of people that you have contact with, that you have interacted with, people that know you, that trust you, the people that you've met, there is no price value that can be put onto that. And Casey talked about multiple streams of income. When you grow your network, that goes into everything that you do. And now you want to start a homestead, you know lots of other people who are doing that, and you can be learning from them.
Ma'am, that's just general life advice. A lot of times you'll hear like your network is your net worth, which is true, but you don't need an MLM to have a network. You never need an MLM to have a network ever in your life. Please hear that.
You want to go open a boutique in your town. I bet you will know some more people in your town that can now shop at your boutique. You want to write a book? Well, you're going to know a whole lot more people that would be interested in reading that book. Growing your network is just endlessly, pricelessly valuable in your life. And so those are the skills that you will be learning and growing, which brings us to the next thing I can guarantee, which is increased skills. If you invest yourself in the types of things that we will be learning together, things like developing your communication skills, your people skills, your social media skills, your just your sales skills, that will equip you in all areas of your life. You guys, we are always selling something. You are selling your kids on eating their fruits and vegetables. You are selling your husband on the idea of, you know, family movie night on Friday. You are selling everyone all the time around you on your ideas or your opinions or your products or your services or whatever it is. That's what life is, and is just a constant kind of process of that. It's like, here, I've got a great idea. You should subscribe to my idea.
This does not make you good at actual sales.
There's seems to be some confusion here.
Your ability to convince your husband to have a family movie night does not equate to you being a great snake oil salesperson. Those are not the same things.
And so those skills are really, really, really important. I look back at where I was before I started this, and that person would not recognize me today. Not at all. She would be like, what is happening right now? What did you do? Where did you go? What happened? And what happened was years of trial and error and learning and reading and growing and listening to these people. I've learned from Casey. I've learned from all of the people.
It's been the years of brainwashing that did it. I'm such an asshole. Also, that's my opinion.
That I do business with. I've learned from watching this company. I've learned sometimes what I wanted to do, and I've learned sometimes by watching what I didn't want to do. It's just been literally the most priceless education that I was paid to get. I just don't even know exactly how you can beat that. But we laugh that it is the
only way she's paid in this business is by recruiting and by selling the oils. So you weren't paid to just get the education. You had to do something to also get paid.
The education that we're paid to receive, because you can actually earn money while you're in the process of it, which is pretty awesome. And then also I can guarantee that when you are in there and you are sharing with people and people are buying product, that this company will generously pay you. All through COVID, all through the ups and downs of the economy the last several years, our check has shown up every single month.
Well, like a job?
Only if you recruit and sell the snake oil. You will not get paid for doing nothing. She's making it sound so glamorous, like you're just going to sign up and immediately get paid. We got paid through COVID. Yeah, because you were recruiting and selling. And a lot of people fell victim to MLMs because they were home. They weren't working. They weren't getting an income potentially. So they were like, let's try this. There was a huge boom in all MLMs during COVID for that reason.
And in amounts, just like everyone else's have over the course of the last several years, it has shown up. When the world was shut down, our check showed up. When everyone couldn't go anywhere and gather, people could still get online and shop, and our checks blew up. When everything kind of came back and then online businesses started suffering and people wanted to go back and do other things, our checks still showed up. Do you know what people need all the time? Their health. Always. They always need to clean things.
I'm sorry, but what online business was suffering after COVID? This might be a hot take, but I feel like even after COVID, like we have a post-COVID world, right? And everything has changed. And I feel that a lot more businesses and people and just everybody, they have a whole different outcome on online businesses. And for that reason, I feel like online businesses are doing better. There's more opportunities to offer virtual services like virtual assisting, video editing, all different things. So I don't know where she's getting the stats of virtual businesses going south after COVID. I feel like it's very much the opposite. And maybe I'm wrong, but from what I've seen, I absolutely 1000% disagree with what she just said.
They always need to have energy. They always need to sleep. They always need to feel good. They always need their emotions supported. They always need their hormones supported. And we had those things. When everything went crazy, we had hand sanitizer. And when everything went crazy, we had oils. And then when everyone was so stressed out, we had Cortisop and Peace and Calming. Like we had something the whole time, and we will continue to for whatever is ahead. We will have what people need and what they want. And so that is just a really amazing guarantee to be able to give you, and something that, like Casey said, is such a low investment, but is something that is just a really big, giant, solid in a very insecure feeling world for sure. So Nicole, would you like to jump in, because I see you with your put me in coach face, and say something about why you love your business so much? Cole's back.
Courtney knows I always have my put me in face. Yeah, just as I was listening, well, my name's Nicole. I've been doing Young Living, or been part of the company and this team for 8.5 years, which
no, you froze on us.
just let me. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. What kind of just like popped into my mind and I think has been stood out to me so much over 8 years. Like, you guys, 8 years is a long time. Like, I didn't go to college. I just went right into like working in ministry and did that for several years. And I traveled to China and I traveled all over the United States and Australia and Canada and did all kinds of like cool, fun things. And then I married a guy from Los Angeles and started having kids, and the rest is history. But I didn't go to college, but I really look at the last 8 years of building this business like the most incredible unofficial like education that I've gotten. Like, just like Courtney talked about, like the network and the relationships and the mentoring that happens. Like, I also don't even recognize myself from 8 years ago. But what I think has just been something that has stuck with me so much, and I just feel so grateful for, is the fact that this business can ebb and flow with us in our life. And I mean, a lot happens in 8 years. When I started my business, we had 2 tiny little kids. I lived in a really small town with 6,000 people. I stayed home with my kids. I had a 2 under 2. I was freshly postpartum. My husband was working a construction job. It was a crazy season, as life is always just crazy, no matter what. Just the crazy looks different. But juggling little babies and that was like my season when I started my business. And I started, and it was just simple stuff. Like, I was sitting in bed, like nursing my little 4-month-old baby, and I'd be like messaging. And
oh, that sounds dreadful.
And I have such a clear memory of doing like a business boot camp with Casey.
Not a flex, ma'am. Not a flex. Who wants to be nursing and messaging about their business? That's some major time freedom you have there. No, thank you. Nursing a baby is hard enough as it is. You don't need to be messaging people about your MLM bullshit. Please don't fall for that.
And sitting in my bed, it was dark. I think I had like my earbuds in, and I was like listening, and I was just so ferociously like consuming all the videos and all the education, because I was just excited and I wanted to learn how to do network marketing, and how I needed to learn about essential oils. I knew nothing. So if you are like me, take comfort. Like, here I am 8 years later, and this is our family's primary income source.
If you're like me and you know nothing about essential oils and you're going into this completely blindly, take it from me. You can do this too and nurse your baby and message people about your bullshit MLM.
It's created so much freedom for us, and it's just been such a blessing. But I started and knew nothing about essential oils. So if you are like me, then you also can be successful at this. And so
I also have quite a bit of content from this individual to react to. So if you are interested in seeing that, let me know in the comments below.
Over the last 8 years, our family has moved 8 different times. I experienced a miscarriage. We lived in Mexico. We were there trying to adopt a little boy. We ended up having a failed adoption. We moved. So I went through a miscarriage. I got pregnant. I had a home birth in San Diego. Like, all this is happening. I'm like in an Airbnb giving birth to like my baby, because I didn't want to have her in Mexico. So many things, you guys. So many things. We then lived in an RV. Like, we're the crazy friends, the adventurous ones that are doing all the things. But I just have so much gratitude that all through those ups and downs, all through the happy times, the devastating and like really painful times, like Courtney said, every single month, our check has been deposited in our bank account. Like, that is so powerful. Like,
that's a job, okay? You're doing work while all this is going on, mind you, and you're getting paid to do the work. That's how a job works. You don't just voluntarily go to work unless you are somebody who's in the position to do so, or you're volunteering on your free time when you're not working or you're not with your family. You're describing a job. Everybody goes through shit in life, and through that, a lot of times they're also working and getting paid. The money is still showing up because they're working. They do not hear themselves ever.
It's been here. It is, again, there have been ups and downs, right? But like, what else? I was talking to a young mom that's on our team and this week, and we were just like reveling in the fact that it's like, what else can those of us who have a desire, and again, everyone's going to have a different desire. Everyone's going to be in a different life season. But for someone who is, wants to be a stay-at-home mom and wants to be with your kids, wants to be present every day, doesn't want to have to go away to a job, what else can you start for like $100 investment? Like, grab a bundle, $1 to be a brand partner.
I'll do you one even better. You can actually start offering services and not have to pay a dime. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? That's actually how I started. I started as a virtual assistant. I moved into video editing and then YouTube management. And then subsequently, I started my own YouTube channel, all which required no financial burden of me. I never had to pay anybody to do these things. Did I pay for different education when it made sense? Yes, for sure. I wasn't required to recruit anybody. And here I am, still home with my kids since before COVID. I've been home with my kids since 2019, finding a way to make an income. Did it get hard? Yes, sometimes it's hard, but not nearly as hard as it was trying to make any kind of income in an MLM. This is not the only option to stay home with your kids and make money. It's the worst option to stay home with your kids and make money. Do a virtual service for free. You don't have to invest in anything to make money from home.
You're buying products that you're going to use in your home. Worst case scenario, you decide not to do this business and you just decide it's not for you. And that's okay, because some people decide that. You still have, your house smells amazing because you've got a diffuser running and you've drank Ningxia and you've cleaned your house with thieves. Like, that's the worst case scenario, right? Like, and that is a win. So I just want to encourage you. This is something that if you have the vision for this to be something that becomes not your entire life, but one piece of your life that you work in, it is going to, I promise you, if you put the time in and you show up and you have a desire to serve people, you have a desire to learn, a willingness to learn. If you have a good work ethic where you're like, you know what, everything is figure outable. I'm here. There's nothing hard. It's only new. That's a favorite thought that I have. If you have those mindsets, this is literally the perfect place for you. So I'm just excited. I love people thinking about doing this business and watching brand new little business people start, because it just gives me all the little butterflies that I had 8 years ago. And
probably because you got some kind of bonus from getting those little business people started.
We're still here. So anyway, that's my encouragement for you guys.
Yeah. Court, can I add something just really quick before you pass it back? We have this group where we celebrate ranking advancements, and you guys, today I was just scrolling. It is so powerful, and I wish I had an actual number of how many, and the night's not even over for August. But anyways, just as a point, it's not like it's just one person doing well. I mean, it really is just this beautiful movement.
Jesus, Terry, it's a pyramid scheme.
Beautiful movement of pyramids just moving through life.
Yes, so much fun. And on that same note, after we get off this call, we're going to go hop over, and Nicole hosts a end of month party every month, because she's a party queen, and so she's over there and she hosts that, and everybody's going to cheer each other on and do all of that. So that's the type of fun thing that we're doing. It's funny because prior to this business, you think months just end and months start, and it's very normal, and you don't actually think about it or care that much. Then you join this business, and all of a sudden the end of months just takes on a whole new meaning for you, and everyone else is like, it's July 31st. What are you talking about? And you're like, it's July 31st. It's the last day of the month. And they're like, okay. But for you, it's a giant thing every single month. And it's just super fun. It really revolutionizes how you view all of that. And then you get to start fresh every month. And it's really a fun cycle to be in.
It's actually dreadful. I remember when I was in Sensi, the end of the month, she's making it sound so glorious, right? It was always that last month you had to get everything in so you could hit your rank and make sure that you get paid at rank the next month. Otherwise, you're going to get knocked down and you're not going to get paid as much, or you're not going to make the sales to meet what your financial necessity is for that month. It's not exciting to see everything you worked for in that 1 month go to zero the next month. There's a devastation that happens the first of every month, at least for me and from multiple other people that I spoke to about this and having these feelings. It's like you worked all month for nothing, because you might have that rank next to your name because somehow you pulled it off and you did it that last day of the month, but you have to do it all over again this month in order to get paid at rank and keep your rank. And it's absolutely dreadful. It's so stressful. It's not fun at all, especially when you're not already at the top of the pyramid.
Because for us, we don't view it as a high pressure thing. We view it as a very fun opportunity to be reaching and helping and learning and growing and celebrating every single time the smallest things. We one of the biggest things that I love to do in this business are weekly accountability meetings, where I meet with people and we talk about things and we get on and we We share what we did, and we're really honest, because I think that's the important thing, is just that we're honest about what we're really doing. And that's the first thing it's important to do. If you decide to say yes to this business, is just be really honest about yes or no. There's no job that you can go start tomorrow where you can be like, you couldn't go and say, hey, I'd like a job where every morning I wake up and I decide if I'm going to come in. And then once I come into work, I decide if I'm going to like kind of do it or really do it today. So we'll just see how I feel. And if there's a little bit of time left after I go do some other things and run some other errands, then I might like get behind the counter and work a little bit, but I don't know. I'll see how that goes tomorrow. I'm pretty sure if that is your interview, your boss is going to be like, and hard pass on that little interview there. But that is how people view network marketing. And that is why you hear so many people say that network marketing does not work, is because they didn't work. So that's hard truth, but it's just a truth. If you don't work, it can't work. And
so you're saying there actually isn't any time freedom.
And so it does have to be a true decision. You know, pick some hours of the week that you can carve out and put intentional time into. Decide what you're going to do. And so we do things like these weekly accountability meetings, and everybody comes in, and I'm not looking for you to have the most. I'm not looking for you to work the most hours. I'm not looking for you to have the highest numbers. I'm not looking for anything. I'm looking for you to decide what you want to do and then show up and keep promises to yourself, not to me, to you, because you know what it is that your family is needing. You know what it is that's the purpose and the call in your heart. And that's what we want to see lived out. And so everyone shares those numbers, and then they share their wins. And you guys, we're talking about wins like your health wins, your mindset wins, because your success is all right here between your ears. Because everything you need is out and around you, but this is what decides whether you're going to utilize it or not. And so we talk about that, and people share little things and they share big things, and we celebrate them all. And then we share struggles, and we're honest, and we cry, and we're real, because we just don't do fake. I just don't do fake, guys. We don't. And so we're here, and we want to know what's really going on. And it's okay, because if you are struggling, if you feel weak, if you don't feel like you have everything together, if you have cried at least once today because you are not enough, you are in the perfect place right here with all of us, because that is us too. We are also imperfect. We are also fighting to figure out where to put our time and where to put our energy at all times. I have 9 kids.
A lot of little white kids.
Please don't delete me. I couldn't resist.
My oldest is 19. My youngest is going to turn 1 this month. He just started sleeping through the night. So it has been a very long year of not sleeping. And people get messages from me at random hours of whenever, because that's when it works. And yet I love it. And this same community that I need to find the hours for also keeps me afloat in those moments and encourages me. And when I'm down, they're lifting me up. And when they're down, I'm lifting them up. And
that's really cool. But also you had to pay for that community. You also have to meet quotas in order to stay in that community. If you're in a real community who really has your back, you don't have to do any of those things. Those people are going to be there for you. When you have to pay for a community to be there for you during the hard times, that's a red flag.
And just made such beautiful sister friends.
What'd you just say?
Sister friends.
Oh my God.
And that is part of what we want for you. So, so that's the decision that you need to make, is just kind of, I am going to show up. If you decided as a second income to go drive for Uber Eats and you just went and stood beside your car, you're not going to make any money. You're going to have to get in the car and start the car and drive the car in order to be able to make the money. But we will help you every step of the way to give you a map and help you to know how to do that so that you can do the work.
I'm pretty sure Uber Eats drivers do not need a map on how to do it. What they have to do is accept a delivery when it comes in, go pick up the food and deliver it. There's nothing in between there that's gray. There's no gray area. It's very black and white. You do this, you do that, you get paid. Very simple, very straightforward. This, not so much.
And you need to have a purpose. What is it that you're doing this for? What is the money for? What is the dream in your heart? What is it that you want, the creativity that you want to put forth? That's going to keep you going when it's hard and when it's good and all of the times in between. And then we have very easy first steps. So if you're a customer right now, what I would encourage you to do is to go and download the Life Steps app. You can go to the App Store and download that. And as a customer, it is free. And you can go there and you can see the Launch Your Business course, and you can look through that and see some of the things there, just the basics of building a business. And that is the tool that you will find everything in that you need to know. So you don't have to hunt it down or figure it out. If you're on social media, we have lots of groups. If you're not, we do still have that app and you have access to it if you don't like doing Facebook or whatever else it is. We run challenges through that. We have all kinds of things that we get where it's really easy for you to go and find that information. So as a customer, you can go download that now. If you're not a customer, you need to get started tonight because you get massive discounts if you order before midnight tonight, because they're running a 10% off and then another 10% off for you and free shipping. And it's like, you get oils and you get oils. It's very exciting. So make sure that you go order yourself some Ningxia, because we're doing an energy challenge this month. This is our favorite challenge of the whole year. We do it every year in September, and we drink Ningxia and we get energy, and it changes everybody's life and they start being really productive. And it's a perfect time to start building a business because we're all full of energy. So it is great. And it starts off our fall so well.
Can we say placebo?
But then once you do that, you can go on the Young Living website and you can buy a business essentials kit. It is $1. I know, I'm just save up until you have $1 and then go buy the business essentials kit. So crazy. We told you the overhead was low. And then, so you buy that kit and then that makes you a brand partner. That's super crazy, but that's how it works. And then you can start sharing with people. When you share the first month that those people order, you make 50% of their PV, of their order volume. You make 50% back, you guys. It is a huge opportunity to do this now and in September and get paid for that in October. You will get a check in October for what you do this month that then you can have to buy your Christmas gifts and do your holiday things. And
is that how that works? You put in work and then you get paid like a job, a contractor job, maybe? Sounds similar, right?
Maybe you take a trip or whatever it is that you want to do. That will come to you that quickly. And then we highly recommend that you upgrade to the pro version of the Life Steps app, which you will need once you're a brand partner. And then you will have all those tools for you. It's $8.99 a month. Skip a latte. Do that instead. Grow an empire. Buy all the lattes and latte machines that you want.
Lifestyle claim.
So that is honestly just our super simple steps for getting started. We are here. We have all kinds of things always happening. Casey and Nicole and I have a mentorship in the works that we're going to start getting out there for you. That'll just be really quick and to the point and get you rolling. There's that Launch Your Business information. Our groups are full of information. But the easiest way to start sharing is to jump into the energy challenge with us. You can go on Facebook and search for energy challenge. You can ask whoever invited you to this. You can look in the Life Steps app for energy challenge and find the link to the group. But if you go in there, we make it so easy for you to share about Ningxia this month, for you to talk to people about it, for you to tell them how to get started with you. They will love it. And we make it really easy for you to share your Ningxia online and just all these fun things. So come do that with us and hope you guys have a wonderful night. Bye, everybody.
Oh, she never disappoints. It's time for TikTok Hates Your MLM. If you're new here, this is a new segment that I've added at the end of all of my videos. It used to be a series that I was doing on my channel, but I've decided to just keep it to one TikTok per video at the end of the video as a little palate cleanser. But anyway, I realized that I don't think that I linked the last creator that I had for TikTok Hates Your MLMs in my last video. So as soon as I'm done recording this, I'm going to go back and do that. And she's also getting another spot in my TikTok Hates Your MLMs because she actually had a part 2 to her first Get Ready With Me thing. We're just going to keep it on brand and do another Get Ready With Me TikTok Hates Your MLM. I'll link her here and in the last video. I feel really bad that I didn't link her in the last video. But anyway, let's watch it.
I used to be in a cult, part 2. I mean, an MLM, but you know, potato, potato. Let's go. So many of you guys in the comments on my last video reminded me of all the bullshit that I left out of my first video. Here are more of the cringy things that literally happen in 99.9% of MLMs. Don't forget your why. Don't forget your why. Don't forget why you started. If I had a freaking dollar for every time someone told me that, or I heard that, or I had to read about it, I'd be rich as fuck. I'd sure as hell be making way more money than I ever made in my MLM. That's for sure. I just cannot wait to retire my husband. I can't wait to retire my husband. You know what? I never ever want to retire my husband, even if I was a millionaire in the industry. You know why? My husband is an amazing provider. He's got a great career. He's an engineer. And I understand that that's not everyone's case, but also, why are we putting everything on women and stay-at-home moms? Like, so you're telling me that you want to bust your ass in your MLM because you know you actually don't have time freedom in an MLM. You work 24/7 from your phone. So then you want to retire your husband so you don't have double income, but you always talk about making extra income. Riddle me that. Fucking income claims. Oh my God. I got paid 5 times this month and they have to post their paycheck every single time they get paid. Of course, with it blurted out, you know. But if you're a millionaire, because, you know, like, the 0.011% of women that get up there, they make sure to let you know that they're millionaires. Oh my God, and let's not talk about that everyone that is in an MLM and is like a diehard, how they make their entire identity their products that they take and the company that they promote. Like, literally their entire identity. Like, no, bitch, every single time I go to your page, all I see is you're basically a walking billboard for whatever company you promote, and it's fucking disgusting. No one wants to see that shit all the time. Oh yeah, and the Zoom calls, the team Zoom calls that they have like weekly or every other day that are like so redundant, basically telling you the exact same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. I thought this was supposed to be my business on my own time, but now I need to also tune in to these meetings. No, thank you. Oh, and if you don't attend the Zoom calls, you don't care about your business enough. What about the Facebook posts that you see, or any kind of post on any social media where it's just long and lengthy and every single girl in the comment section is just another girl on their team or in their tribe, just hyping them up. I remember we had a whole team chat that was just like, here, I just posted this, go show me some love, go show me some love. Like, bitch, everyone can see through that. We certainly cannot forget about the girls that were mean girls in high school that are now adding you on every social media platform and wanting to be your best friend. Not to mention the super cringy conventions. Oh my God. If you've seen anyone that goes to those things, if that doesn't scream cult to you, I don't know what does. I actually bought tickets to 2 of them, to 2 different companies I was with. Never went. Maybe that's why my business failed. That is certainly what they will tell you if you don't go, that you're doing a disservice to your business. Okay, Karen. At the end of the day, there are very, very few people at the top and a whole lot of people at the bottom. I don't know about you guys. Looks pretty much like a pyramid to me. Everyone is chasing the paycheck, and the only people making all the money, going on all the fancy trips, have all in these big income claims, are just doing it based off all the little minions underneath them. No matter what anyone says, it's fucking truth.
She definitely dropped the truth bombs again in her part 2. So again, she will be linked for sure in this description and the other one that I missed now. Thanks for hanging out with me while I talk a bunch of shit, and I will see you in the next one.
They say it's lonely at the top, well maybe then I'll focus on things that's more important and let whoever think whatever and just keep it moving. These niggas won't work on themselves, they'd rather see you losing. You'll never see me losing.